大家好，欢迎你回到 CHI 213的频道，我是高老师。今天我们要开始学第11课对话1。第11课说什么？好的，跟我说天气。天气。Hey everybody, this is Gao 老师 and welcome to our first CHI 213 pre-class video. So in this video, we'll be focusing on Lesson 11, Dialogue 1, which is all about the weather, or in Chinese, 天气. These pre-class videos are aimed at helping you better prepare for class by giving you a step-by-step guide for how to successfully and efficiently prepare for the next class session. If you follow the advice given in these videos, I guarantee you that you'll make enormous strides in the language over the course of this semester. Also, if you come to class prepared, that means we'll be able to dedicate more class time to practicing using our newly studied vocab and grammar patterns, which in turn will help you become a more comfortable and confident speaker of Mandarin Chinese. Let's look at what's expected of you before our next class session. If you do what this video asks you to do, you will be able to accomplish the following learning objectives. Number 1, you'll be able to read, understand, and pronounce, using correct tones of course, all of the assigned vocab words from Lesson 11, Dialogue 1. Number 2, you'll be able to read and fully comprehend on your own the assigned portion of the textbook dialogue. And number 3, you'll have a basic understanding of the dialogue's main grammar points, and there are 3 that we'll focus on here in this pre-class video. 准备好了吗？好的，我们开始吧。Let's begin preparing for the next class session by first listening to the audio of our new vocab words from Lesson 11, Dialogue 1. And it's always good practice. As you hear the person pronounce the word, please try your best to mimic their pronunciation out loud. If you'd like to follow along in your textbook, please turn to page 4.
Lesson 11, Dialogue 1, Vocabulary.
天气
Weather.
比
Comparison marker, to compare.
下雪
To snow.
约
To make an appointment.
公园
Park.
滑冰
To ice skate.
会
Will.
冷
Cold.
There aren't that many vocab words that we're going to focus on in the next class session, so please do go back and listen to this audio at least 3 more times, repeating out loud what you hear. So now that we feel comfortable with our new vocab words and we know how to pronounce our new vocab words, it's time to move on and listen to the audio from the textbook dialogue. To follow along in your own textbook, please turn to page 2.
Lesson 11, Dialogue 1. Tomorrow's weather will be even better.
今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了。
我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，不知道天气会怎么样，冷不冷？
And again, this portion of the dialogue is relatively short, so please do go back and listen to it at least 3 times, just to make sure you can fully understand what both speakers are saying. As a reminder, in addition to using these pre-class videos to listen to the audio from your textbook, you can also access these audio files via Canvas. To do this, just log into your Canvas account and click on the Files tab in the left-hand corner of the screen. Then search for the folder named Textbook Audio. Once you've clicked on the folder, you'll be able to access all of the audio files we'll be using this semester. So you should see within this folder itself Lesson 11, Lesson 12, Lesson 13, Lesson 14, and Lesson 15. By the way, in order to complete the listening portion of your written homework assignments, you'll need to access the Workbook Audio folder, which is also located in Files. In addition to listening to the audio, another effective method to learn the new vocabulary words is to use flashcards. Quizlet, as I'm sure many of you are aware of, is an excellent flashcard-based website. All you need to do is to start practicing our new vocab words from Lesson 11, Dialogue 1, Part 1, is to scan the QR code on this slide with your smartphone. All of the slide decks are already pre-made, so you don't need to spend any time making your own flashcards. Have fun with it. Let's turn now to look at the dialogue's main grammar points. The first one appears in the textbook dialogue as such. Let's read this together. 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了。The character we want to focus on here in this sentence is this character 比, which is a preposition, and it indicates that there's a comparison going on here between two people, two places, or two items. In this example, we're comparing the weather from today to yesterday. One common pattern you'll see for using this preposition 比 is to have a subject or a place or an item in the category for A, then followed by B, and then followed by another person, place, or item, which is then followed by an adjective. Let's practice. So if we want to say Leo is taller than her younger sister, we could say Leo 比他妹妹高. So here we have a subject, this is A, followed by the preposition 比, followed by another subject, 她妹妹, which is B, and then followed by an adjective, 高, meaning tall. 中文怎么说? We could say 今天比昨天冷. So again, 今天 here is the A part of the pattern, 昨天 is the B part of the pattern, and the character here in purple is the adjective, 冷, meaning cold. 中文怎么说? We could say 第一课的语法比第11课的语法容易. Here again, we've got the first lesson's grammar, 第一课的语法, in part A of the pattern. Then we've got the preposition be, which is then followed by part B of the pattern, 第11课的语法. And at the end, we have our adjective that we're using to compare these two things. And here, it's the adjective easy, 容易. Now let's say you want to go a bit further using this construction. Instead of just saying the grammar in lesson 1 is easier than the grammar in lesson 11, let's say you want to say that the grammar in lesson 11 is much, much harder. How would you do that? Here I'm going to introduce pattern 2. It pretty much stays the same. So we've got A up front here, followed by the preposition be, which is then followed by be. Then you're going to add your adjective, and here is where things change. All of your modifying expressions, I want to emphasize this, all of your modifying expressions, such as these, go after the adjective. So let's look at this example here on our screen. 第一课的语法比第11课的语法难得多. Notice how the modifying expression here, 得多, follows the adjective 难. We could also have said 难多了, as both of these modifying expressions are okay. How would you say this in Chinese now? My older brother is way taller than my younger brother. 哥哥比弟弟高得多. And again, we could sub out these last two characters for 多了 if you want to. They mean the same thing here. They're interchangeable. We could say 哥哥比弟弟高多了, 都可以. Now, let's say that you just wanted to say, my older brother is just a little bit taller than my younger brother. Here, we can add another modifying expression after the adjective, and it is 一点儿, meaning a little bit. We've seen this before. So we could say 哥哥比弟弟高一点儿. Again, I want to re-emphasize this. All of these modifying expressions always come after the adjective. Notice how we're not using 很高 in this structure. You cannot use 很 with the be structure. 好，中文怎么说？中文怎么说？第一课的语法比第11课的语法容易一点儿。Again, the modifying expression here, which is 一点儿, is coming after the adjective 容易. Let's look at one more pattern here and how you can use the preposition be. Let's say that you want to say lesson 1 grammar is difficult, but lesson 11 grammar is even more difficult. Well, in this situation, the part A and the part B stay the same, right? They're going to sandwich the preposition be. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to add a gung, or hai, in front of your adjective. So, let's look at the example here on our screen. 第11课的语法比第一课的语法更难. Here we could also have said 还难. They're both okay. Both of these modifying expressions are interchangeable here. But in this instance, though, in pattern 4, this is actually coming before the adjective. So you'll have to remember that. 好，中文怎么说? So here we're trying to say that yesterday was cold, but today is even colder. 今天比昨天更冷. So now let's take a moment here just to review everything that we've just learned. Try translating these sentences below using the preposition be where appropriate. And you may want to pause the video here because I'm about to give away the answers. 第一，中文怎么说？今天的天气比昨天的好. Here we're simply saying the weather was better today than it was yesterday. 第二呢？坐飞机比坐公共汽车贵得多. So here we're trying to emphasize that something is way more adjective, and here it's 贵 being expensive than the other thing. And so here we're going to put the modifying expression at the end, after the adjective. 第三呢？第10课的生词比第11课的多一点儿. Here we're adding this 一点儿 at the end of the sentence, just to illustrate that whatever the adjective is, and here it's 多, there's just a little bit more of it. Now let's turn and look at the second key grammar point from Lesson 11, Dialogue 1. It appears in the same sentence as our preposition be. Let's read this sentence together. 今天天气比昨天好，不下雪了. Here we're going to focus on perhaps your favorite grammar particle, le. So we've seen le before. We've seen it used as a necessary particle. For example, 太好了. We've also seen it used before to indicate a completed action. 我昨天喝了2杯咖啡. I drank 2 cups of coffee yesterday. Here, this la is going to indicate a change of status or the realization of a new situation. And this la typically appears at the end of the sentence. Let's look at some examples. 姐姐妹妹累了. Here we're simply stating that older sister and the younger sister are tired. What the la is doing here is it's saying that they weren't tired before, but now they are tired. Hence, the la is indicating a change of situation, a change of status. So you could translate this as, my older and younger sister are tired now. 中文怎么说? 我昨天没有空，今天有空了. Again, the la at the end of the sentence here is indicating a change of status, a change of situation. The change in situation here is that yesterday I was busy, I had no free time. But today I have free time. A change has happened, and so we're putting a le at the end of the sentence. Try to describe the change of price in your textbook using the particle le. We could say 这本书以前很贵，现在便宜了. Simply stating that it was expensive in the past, but now the price has changed. It's cheaper. We need a le at the end of the sentence. So now let's take a moment to review what we've just learned. Please answer the questions below using le to suggest a change of status or situation. You're going to need to use the characters given to you in the parentheses here. Let's do the first one together just to make sure you know what's expected of you. So the question in number 1 is 4月了，你们那儿冷吗? So it's April. Is it cold where you are? And here we want to say that it's not cold. So it's spring. The weather's starting to warm up. There's been a change. It was cold and now it's not cold. So we could say 我们这儿不冷了. The la here is suggesting that it's no longer cold. It was cold and now it's not cold. Change of status la. Now you try to do number 2, and you may want to pause the video here because I'm about to reveal the answer. So the question in number 2 is 已经12点半了，你饿不饿? And here you want to suggest that you are hungry. You weren't hungry before, but now you are. You could simply say 我饿了. You need the le here to indicate a change in your situation. 第三呢? We could say 这种样子的裤子我们现在有了. So again, the le here at the end of the sentence suggests a change in the status, in the situation. We didn't have these style of pants before, but now we do. Hence the le at the end of the sentence. The final grammar point we want to focus on in the first part of Lesson 11, Dialogue 1, is the character 会, and it is a modal verb. So let's look at how it appears in the text. Let's read this together. 我约了朋友明天去公园滑冰，不知道天气会怎么样，冷不冷? So the modal verb 会 here is placed before an action verb to express the possibility or anticipation of an event or action happening. So for example, A may say 你明年做什么? 好，中文怎么说？怎么用会来回答这个问题？我明年会去中国学中文。So here you're simply stating that you're going to go to China to study Chinese next year. So the 会 is placed before the verb to go, 去, to suggest that this is a possibility. This most likely will be happening next year. It's a future event. 好，中文怎么说？白老师现在不在办公室，可是他明天会在. The 会 here is placed before the verb 在, to be there, to suggest that this action will most likely happen in the future. And here the future is tomorrow. Let's practice using the modal verb 会. Please answer the questions below using 会 or 不会 where appropriate. You're going to need to use the information given to you in the parentheses in order to answer this question. Please pause the video now because I'm about to reveal the answers. 第一, the question is 你明天会去看电影吗? And here you want to say that you're too busy. You're not going to go watch the movie. 我明天很忙，不会去看电影。第二呢? The question is 明天会下雪吗? So is it going to snow tomorrow? And this is when you can really use this modal verb 会, is to make a prediction about the future. What we want to say here, though, is that the weather's going to be nice. It's not going to snow. 明天天气很好，不会下雪. 好，第三呢 The question is 你今年夏天会去中国学习中文吗 And here you could make up anything, but let's just say that you will go to China this summer to study Chinese. How would you say that using the modal verb 会我今年夏天会去中国学习中文 So the modal verb 会 comes before the main verb 去 here to indicate the possibility of a future event. For additional explanations and examples of these grammar points, please do see your Integrated Chinese textbook, pages 6 to 10. I already introduced you to Quizlet earlier on in this video, but I want to introduce you to another very helpful and importantly free app that you can use to help you remember all of the characters we're studying this lesson and over the next few weeks. So this app is called Daily Chinese. It's available on your iPhone or on your Android. And what's great about this app is that it already includes all of our flashcards, all of our vocab words from the Integrated Chinese textbook. All you need to do after you've downloaded this app is scroll to the bottom of the screen and there should be an Integrated Chinese section. And then you can instantly start reviewing all the vocab words directly from our textbook. So there's no need to spend any time creating your own flashcards. And finally, once you feel comfortable with the new vocab words, characters, and grammar points from the first half of Lesson 11 Dialogue 1, don't forget to take the Lesson 11 Dialogue 1 Part 1 pre-class practice quiz in Canvas before our next class session. 好的，下次见，拜拜。